I'm Dr. Michelle Deering, here to hopefully, I actually plugged in a microphone this time, so I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. I want to thank everyone who sent me, whether it's private message or email, sent me recipes. I got so many good ideas, and as my husband is out, actually he's on his way back from the grocery store. So if you hear any ruckus in the background, that's him. Um, but went out to get a whole bunch of ingredients and of everything. The two things that I'm going to try are uh, shepherd's pie. Someone sent me a recipe that looks like an easy shepherd's pie recipe, and I know I have potatoes in the kitchen. And then the other one was some kind of meatball kind of thingy. So I will let you know how that goes as I delve into expanding my repertoire when it comes to cooking in the kitchen. So again, this is a time where you as a mom, and I know some guys do tune in, so guys too, but for you as a mom, as you're, you know, at home, whether you work from home or you have to work from home for work, and everyone is in the house with the occasional walks that I hear that people are taking. And this is a time where you can just get 15 minutes, 20 minutes to yourself, where we can just be together and, you know, just talk about anything that's on your mind. So feel free to share any thoughts that you might have, anything that's going on. I'm here to, one, be an encouragement to you and help you in any way that I can. Speaking of help, at our family, we always have our family Friday movie nights. And yesterday, and we each take a turn deciding who is going to pick the movie. And one of our daughters is very much into anything and everything Korean. And so she has taken us on some journeys with the different types of Korean films that are out there. I feel very honored that she actually introduced me to the movie Parasite. If you haven't seen it, definitely see that. When it comes out on Netflix, whatever the venue is. But yesterday, she took us on a Bollywood tour. So this is not a plug for the movie Ram, but it's a really good movie. And if you're into music, if you like dancing, if you like a real fast-paced plot that has lots of interesting funny points, definitely check out the movie. It's on, I believe it's on YouTube. So check that out. It's really good. So if you see me doing like this as I'm talking, that's just because I have a lot of the music still in my head. One of the things that happened last night, though, as we finished the movie Ram and everything got quiet in the house, because again, it was a 2 hour and 20-minute movie full of music and action. Got quiet, and I turned around and I looked in the kitchen, and there were a whole bunch of dishes in the sink. And if you know anything about me, I just like having a clean kitchen and a clean sink. And it just got me to pause, to think about, I don't know if it's just me, but have you guys ever experienced where you told your kids to clean up, but they didn't do it? Anyone ever have that experience? It just got me to thinking about why it is that kids don't clean up when we tell them to clean up. And as I was pausing about it and thinking about it, I thought to myself, well, for the last 19 years that I've been, mom to my wonderful daughters, I started thinking, well, maybe I've had the iterations of, well, maybe they just don't hear me. Maybe they just didn't hear my voice. Or maybe maybe they're ignoring me because I've said it too many times, or maybe they're just flat out being, whether it's disobedient or stubborn or lazy or anything like that. Yeah, all these thoughts have crossed my mind. I don't know if these thoughts have ever crossed your mind as it relates to your kids not cleaning up when you've asked them to. Um, but as I was thinking about it last night, we just had this wonderful time of just watching this really cool movie. And I even got up and started doing my little version of Bollywood dancing. Uh, it dawned on me, probably the reason why they don't clean up when we actually ask them to clean up is really a matter of perspective. I think that's like the underlying reason. I don't know what your thoughts are about it. Definitely drop those in the chat. Uh, but as I was thinking about perspective, when I was growing up, I grew up in the South Bronx in what, for lack of a better word, was a slumlord apartment because we were poor and that's all my mother could afford. She was a single mom. Um, the apartments are small and not very well kept. I mean, well made. And my mom, who worked hard for everything that she ever was able to acquire materially, she just had it all in the house. And so she had everything everywhere. And so for me growing up, the small space with a lot of stuff, everything was just cramped. And I remember times where she would actually say, I wish I had some space. And so for her, her perspective was she's in a small apartment with a lot of stuff, and she just wanted space. And the space, little space she had, she just wanted it orderly and clean. So by the time I actually got to go off to college, have my own room at college, and then eventually my own apartment, for me, space was just very important. And I wanted it nice and neat where I could see everything and have it orderly, but not as cluttered. A matter of perspective. Fast forward, now here my daughters are growing up not in the same kind of environment that I grew up in, but their whole experience has been one where they grew up in space, not outer space, just in space. And so for me to then see their items out and about and ask them to clean up, for them, it's not the same experience because they have space. And so from their perspective, as they've been growing up, it was different than mine. So then fast forward for them, 1.5 semesters away at college, living with another human being that's not a family member, granted, perspective, they've now experienced what it is like to have someone who's not part of their family have a different definition of cleanliness. And so now for them, when we had to move them back in the house and they had all their stuff, it was amazing to me how they actually took it upon themselves to make their space nice and clean without me having to tell them that. So when I looked at the dishes in the sink last night, I thought to myself, okay, so we just had a great movie night. People forgot to clean up the dishes. And so they'll be taking care of it today, I'm sure, without me having to make a big fuss about it. So as you're, at home and, especially during these times that we're in, where people are at home more often, just be encouraged that maybe it's just a matter of perspective. And maybe if you can just pause to consider what's going on in your family and what everyone and how everyone is dealing with that. So definitely, give some thought to that. So those are my thoughts so far. Again, what's been your experience in terms of cleanliness? Do you have a different perspective than I do? I'd love to hear it. Definitely comment. If you don't want to do so now, that's okay. But again, this time is to be a time where you can actually just be present with someone else. I'm listening. Uh, you can vent if you want. You can share ideas that you may have discovered as you're reacclimating to having your family or those around you in your home more often in your home than you might have been accustomed to before. I'd love to hear what it is that you're experiencing. Uh, and maybe we can all learn from each other and be encouraged by each other in what we're experiencing. So, um, again, I'm here. Uh, it's funny. I belong to a listserv of as a practicing psychologist. I belong to different listservs and stuff of my colleagues, and one of the listservs that I'm in. And I want to do a shout out to a lot of my colleagues who are um, out there creatively problem solving with those people that they serve and trying to reacclimate to the technology that is available to us to help folks. Um, but in that listserv, folks started a thread about how we can do different ways of self-care. And so that's something that's percolating in the back of my mind. It may come out at some point during this time. Next time, I will probably have some tea with me because I like my tea. What is your favorite tea, by the way? I go herbal, so usually the fruity kinds are my favorite. My favorite is um, the raspberry, no, the red singer, whatever the fruity one, the red one. I just pick it out of the package. And if there's no more of that, then I go for the grape. What about you guys in terms of teas? Because I hear it's like a really big thing. There's certain little tea kiosks that are, are out there. But do you like it black? Do you like it English? Do you like it straight up green tea? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. All right, take care.